Monster Energy AMA Supercross returned to San Francisco, downtown San Francisco, for the first time in more than a decade to Oracle Park, and it was a night to remember for a whole lot of reasons, but right at the top of that list was the rain and the muddy conditions as we welcome you to the SMX Insider post-race show to debrief and break down what went down, and a whole lot went down here on track, that's for sure. Welcome, folks. Lee Diffie along with Ricky Carmichael making his return to this place where he was victorious on 3 different occasions at this venue. RC, my first thought is, what a night. Everybody made it, sort of.
It was a quagmire. Some turning events that I wasn't expecting, but at the same time, some things that I wasn't expecting did happen, obviously. But I just got to say, man, there is so much racing to be left, and I don't know where everyone is just yet, even after today. Yes, Sexton did unbelievable. Great to see Eli back on the podium. Ken did Ken. Last weekend, he kind of got messed around on the first lap, so that wasn't a true representation of what Kenny really was. You saw how well he did in his heat race last week, but nevertheless, I take this as a great weekend for the guys on the podium. But I'm still not sure where everyone is. I need some more weekends to see. Do
you think that maybe in a few rounds' time we'll be looking back at this saying that was the wild card weekend?
Yeah.
You know, we have triple header weekend, triple crown weekends, but this is like a wild card.
Yeah, definitely a wild card. It was anybody's race. I thought guys would do better than they did, and some guys did well that I didn't anticipate doing well. So it was a lot of fun to watch. And these races are tough for me to call because I always feel like I got one foot in and one foot out and waiting for the other shoe to drop. I never know what's going to happen, but it was exciting.
Well, let's relive some of the highlights. Let's start first with the Premier Class with the 450s making its return. And by the way, to San Francisco, the fans were unbelievable because the conditions were cold and wet. The riders really appreciated the fans. They do each and every week wherever we are around the country, but especially on a night like this here at Oracle Park. Jet Lawrence came in as the points leader after his historic win at A1. Look at this for the final, and what a start. Have you ever seen such a blistering start like Chase Sexton got? That was Anderson going down. That was Malcolm Stewart going down.
Yeah, guys going all over the place here. That was a weird crash by Jason Anderson. Hated to see that, especially after the weekend he had on the opening round at Anaheim, but incredible start by Chase Sexton. Look at there, Ken Roczen stalls it. You'd never see this guy make a mistake like that, and just an accident, rider error. He was so bummed about that.
Anything that happened tonight was kind of par for the course, right?
Well, I can tell you right now, this man for sure just wasn't in it. Definitely a challenging night for the rookie sensation, Jet Lawrence. It's going to be interesting. I really look forward to seeing how, he responds from this. We get into some better conditions. Does he go to panic mode? Does he stay cool, calm, and collected? That's another just going down. He was out of it. You know what? He's lucky that this race wasn't longer than it was, because he could have went backwards. That's him tangling up.
That's right at the end of the race.
Yeah, this is the last lap.
Chase Sexton going by, his old Honda teammate, but when the checkered flag came out, Chase Sexton in his new Red Bull KTM colors brought up his first victory for the new team, and after a somewhat questionable and problematic off-season, that was a huge relief and a landmark statement. Gets congratulated by 2 of the legends of the sport in Eli Tomac and Ken Roczen for standing front and center at the end of it all. A shortened, by the way, 15-minute plus 1 lap race was Chase Sexton. Let's have a look at the results and have a look how interesting this is.
Yeah, I mean, look at, Shane McElrath, 4th, Ken Roczen's teammate, heck of a job. But Shane is capable of that. Remember, he is challenged for championships in the 250 division. Dylan Ferrandis, another good ride. Jorge Prado, 7th. Adam Cianciarulo. But I think the notables are Jet Lawrence in the 9th position and Cooper Webb in that 11th. And good to see Hunter Lawrence up there. 10th.
Can I throw this one in for you? Aaron Plessinger has never started his 450 career with back-to-back top 5 results. 4th in Anaheim, 5th here in San Francisco. So that's an awesome start, and that was a very good night for Red Bull KTM. And there's a change at the top. There's a new red plate holder.
Well, it's going to be interesting. So Jet Lawrence, 7 points back. Eli Tomac, Plessinger tied. Like what I'm seeing from Plessinger this year, like you talked about, I think he's going to have a fantastic year. It's so tight. Like I said, it's like musical chairs right now, even in this 450 class of points. So a lot of racing left. We got 15 more rounds of Monster Energy Supercross. So I need to see about 4 more weeks of good, dry condition racing to see who's who.
It was a great night for KTM. It was also a great night for Suzuki. With more on that, here's Jason Thomas.
Well, Larry Brooks, pretty successful night. Ken Roczen back on the podium, and I think the shocker of the night was Shane McElrath, 4th place. But we know with the mud, anything goes. But just talk us through the battle last weekend. I really thought Kenny was podium bound at A1 too. He makes good on this weekend, but you guys look for real this weekend and ready to get back into this championship fight.
Well, we know we had a lot of points to make up after last weekend. Kenny going down on the first lap, bending the bike up, and he rode really hard to get back to 10th. The bars were bent, it was twisted. So, we had a lot of points to make up this weekend. Then the weather didn't cooperate very much, so we had to battle through it. But, he hole shots the main and then stalls it in the first corner. It was like everything was going crazy. But these kind of events, like you just keep your head down and keep hammering, and good things happen. And Shane McElrath finished 4th, so we had 2 guys in the top 5. It couldn't have turned out any better tonight.
Well, I think about all the work that the mechanics and the team's going to have to go through this week before San Diego. At least the results like that help the mood in the race shop this week.
Absolutely. We don't mind working. Everyone seems like they get into it and do their work just fine. But when you have a little success on the weekend, it just makes it that much better. And I think we're all pretty happy right now.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Red Bull KTM team manager Ian Harrison, guys, is with me now. Ian, congratulations firstly on the win tonight. I mean, to take Chase Sexton into the team the way you have, he gets a podium at Anaheim 1, and then straight away here, you're in for the win. Now, he's a champion, so I know this is what you expect of him, but he's been vocal, you've all been vocal about the challenges of getting used to the new bike. So how much of a testament is this to the work that's been put in?
Well, thank you, first of all, and for the work being put in, it is a big testament. But tonight is, I got to be honest, his rider, and he was phenomenal. He was strong. He was good in these conditions. It's about the start too, about being focused and ready to go, and he nailed that too. So I give him the credit today.
And so talk me through what the last week has been like a little bit for you guys, because you knew the rain was coming. You can't really set up for it. So how tricky is that to essentially, the guesswork that's involved in it?
Well, after Anaheim 1, you always have you have your report card, and you know where you stand. And there was something that he was looking for that we still hadn't put our finger on yet. And we tweaked a couple things with the front end, and we seem to have got him a little better. But I don't know if that played a part in tonight, because tonight was all about just survival.
And incredible. The conditions out there just so tough. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to Chase. Red plate now for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a night at Oracle Park in San Francisco for everybody involved, and for the 250 riders, and especially the Red Plate Championship leader, RJ Hampshire. He was looking to pick up from his A1 form and continue it here in the very challenging conditions. So let's take you to the 250 West highlights. And right from the start, Hampshire got caught up with the rookie, Julien Beaumer.
Look at, he's gone through 2 tear-offs, and he's going to revert to the roll-offs. And if you don't get a start or a jump, you just absolutely get blasted by mud. And I got to tell you what, the Monster Energy Kawasaki's, Pro Circuit Kawasaki's were getting some great starts. That's Maximus Bull in there, but Jordan Smith wouldn't be denied.
This was a shock, though. Joe Shimoda, he won his heat and was really optimistic. He did not get a good start. That happened on the first lap, and then things only got worse.
Yeah, this is interesting because you just have to assume that these guys at that factory HRC Honda team, they had to have, done maintenance to that bike. For it to have a mechanical that early is certainly bizarre.
Down goes Tony Burden, and he then obstructs RJ Hampshire, who had nowhere to go.
Yeah, exactly. Nowhere to go, and he lost his momentum getting up over that single jump. and that is the worst place to crash, on the up ramp of a jump, just because of how the bike is.
That put paid to any chances he had of podium. And then Max Boland.
Hate to see this. I did hear him while he was trying to get by Burden early on in the race. I mean, he was on that clutch pretty heavy, and we talked about it all night, Lee, about preserving that motorcycle.
And again, Hampshire found the ground, but he wasn't alone. It happened to pretty much everybody tonight at some stage. It was Jordan Smith out in front aboard his Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing bike, and he was never headed. Levi Kitchen gave him a good chase right at the end, but that was Jordan Smith's 4th career win. There's Levi Kitchen. Kitchen backs it up with another podium. Both those guys on the podium at A1 and here in San Francisco. What a start to the year, and Jordan Smith says, that's how much I love it.
Yeah, doing a dive in the mud. Great to see Jordan getting in a win like that in gnarly conditions.
And we didn't talk about the man on the left there, Garrett Marchbanks. He came by his teammate from Club MX, Phil Nicoletti. Phil was devastated not to get the podium. That would have been a career first in 250 Supercross competition, but the two guys from Club MX finishing 3rd and 4th, that was outstanding.
But look at 5th and 6th. Carson Mumford on that Smart Top Bullfrogs Honda. Great run by him, and then Anthony Burden, you saw him go down. Josh Faries, a lot of guys you don't see in there. I think the biggest guy that lost a lot tonight would certainly be RJ Hampshire. I was expecting him to be a little bit better.
And that appropriately takes us to the points, same as the 450. 2 races, 2 different winners, 2 different championship red plate holders for Jordan Smith. A huge boost for him, taking the lead over the very consistent Levi Kitchen on his new ride. And Hampshire goes from the red plate to 3rd after the first 2 rounds. So what a night. What a night.
Ooh,
and what did you make of Jordan Smith? We spoke to him earlier in the week, and he just exuded nothing but confidence and positivity after A1. Didn't win, but that's okay. I'm feeling good. I love where I'm at. I love my bike. I love the team. And tonight he comes away with the win.
Well, I loved his positivity on the podium after he got that win. It was definitely exuding his positive attitude for sure. And he's been at this for a long time, so rides like that, you kind of expect him to do things. I know he talked about on the podium that he's never really done well in a professional mud race, but I mean, when you've been at it for as long as he has, you expect rides like that sometimes. And I just RJ, I think that when you look back at this weekend, I think RJ is going to beat himself up a little bit. I expected him to lean on his knowledge and his experience that he has in this 250 class and keep it on 2 wheels, not override it, look at big picture, and he got a horrible start, crashed a couple times. So now he's got some work to do.
And really quickly, I want to give a shout out to Garrett Marchbanks. Had a lot of last year away with wrist injury. Came back and did some 450 SMX competition. Did very well in the end. But to come back, he chose to ride 250 Supercross again this year. Comes in behind Levi Kitchen. Really good result there. So that takes us to the manufacturer points. Give you an update there after the first 2 races of the season. And Yamaha on top.
It's not surprising, you know, that Yamaha Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha team. They're pretty stacked. Kawasaki hanging in there. They're only 7 points back. Honda, KTM's got a little work to do as well. But I can't wait to get to San Diego. Tonight was certainly exciting, but I just look forward to how some guys respond, especially in the 250 class. Remember, they only have like 8 or 9 races, so if you lose some points, you don't have many races to make that back up. The 450 class, I think we need to get 4 or 5 races down the road before we really see the cream start to rise.
And everyone's saying, let's just get back to a normal, in air quotes, a normal dry night. That would be great as we take a quick look at the Yamaha track map.
At Snapdragon in San Diego, great venue, and I think it's going to be a great racetrack. Only 1 set of whoops. Hopefully Mother Nature works with us. I feel like this kind of has a similar flow to how today was supposed to work out, but a lot of option here, a lot of back and forth, some 180s. An exterior lane, so these guys are going to be keeping up a lot of speed. But you see that first turn, a right-handed first turn, and a hairpin first turn as well. So that inside gate, I'm assuming, is going to be a premium.
So 2 of the first 3 races, right-hand turn 1s. That always makes it interesting. Here's how you can watch, of course, each and every race and round live on Peacock all the way through the entire 31-round SMX season. We'll have an encore presentation on Sunday, January 21st, 1 a.m. Eastern on CNBC. It's going to be a big celebration in San Diego, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Supercross. It's just got that special feel about it this year.
Well, it does, and it's going to be a throwback race, so it's going to be exciting to see all the manufacturers and teams getting involved, probably gear companies, and I can't wait for it. San Diego is always fun.
Congrats to everybody who hung in there tonight and those who prevailed. Thanks again to the San Francisco Bay Area fans, because tonight was a tough one, but if you hung in there throughout the rain and the cold temperatures, you got to see a special night. And for Jordan Smith and for Chase Sexton, with that start and that finish, what a night to remember. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you from Snapdragon San Diego next week.